Hey everybody, it's Zach. Welcome back to the Heroverse. And guys, we are back again with another Marvel Legends tour. Guys, this will be part 5. The last Marvel Legends tour I did 4 months ago. I know it's been a minute. I do think that this will be the last one, the last Marvel Legends tour of 2024 before we go into 2025. 2025 is going to be a big year for Marvel Legends. We have a lot of Marvel projects coming out next year. Between naming off a couple: Captain America: Brave New World, Fantastic Four: First Steps, Daredevil: Born Again, Ironheart, and the list goes on. We got a lot of projects coming out next year. Thunderbolts. So we're gonna have a ton of Marvel Legends on top of comic and also animated series Marvel Legends coming out next year. But I pretty much have no Marvel Legends that I really need this year, because I know the Secret Wars ones have been hitting shelves at like Targets. My Targets haven't gotten them yet, and they really shouldn't even be hitting shelves because technically they're not supposed to come out. Their street date isn't until like February of next year. So I don't know how some people are getting them, but some people are getting them. All I know, though, is that my pre-orders that I did for them at GameStop, my yellow and brown suit Wolverine, and also my Captain America from the Secret Wars wave, aren't coming out until next year. That's when my street date is, at least. So I have to wait. So pretty much I'm all caught up with all the Marvel Legends I need. And I did go to 2 conventions this past weekend, and I only really found one Marvel Legends out of the entire 2 conventions that I went to that I really needed. So, yeah, but without further ado, we're going to be getting into the animated slash comic book shelf. And I can't wait, because just recently I've been just the other day and a little bit today, I've been reconfiguring my shelves a little bit. Not too much has changed, but a lot has changed in terms of me getting a lot more figures these past 4 months, and also me kind of reconfiguring and switching some things around. I kind of did that last night because I was working on another project. Because I did this past weekend, it wasn't Marvel Legends, a ton of Marvel Legends I got, but I did get a lot of Doctor Who figures. I believe they're 6-inch figures for Doctor Who, so I got a whole bunch of those. I'm starting my Doctor Who kind of figure collection of really the Doctors that I like a lot, so I'm working on that. I cleaned off a shelf and kind of got that all set up. I'm planning on doing a video probably today, and I might release it sometime this month. I'm debating if I want to release it probably the day on Christmas, on the 25th, because that's when the Doctor Who Christmas special comes out, so I'm debating if I want to drop it on the 25th. But I might drop it sometime this week. Who knows? Keep a lookout for that. But without further ado, we're going to be getting into the animated slash comic book shelf right about now. Hey guys, we are back. Okay, as you can see, my hands, I'm trying to block off my live action shelf, but we are going to be getting into my comic slash animated shelf. Let's get right into it. We're going to start over here with, of course, my Midnight Suns. Really, really dope. The only new figure I added to my Midnight Suns collection, of course, is the Deadpool corpse set, which, of course, Dogpool and Squirrelpool. Really, really cool with, of course, the scooter. Really like that figure. I didn't have a comic Deadpool figure, so I said, why the hell not? Let me get that. I got that probably a couple of months ago, since my last, Marvel Legends tour video. Not much new here I've added. I did take away the Warbird figure, because I did have the Carol Danvers Warbird there, but I took it away to add it to my Avengers startup shelf, because I'm starting an Avengers shelf. I have my Secret Wars Cap on the way. Of course, I pre-ordered that, and I think that's probably one of the best looking Cap figures to kind of go with my startup Avengers shelf. So I'm going to be doing that, but that's the only figure that's been taken away from there. Going on to the more cosmic side of things, of course, this is my cosmic side of the shelf with the Fantastic Four, Galactus. The only two figures that are new here are, of course, my Silver Surfer. This is the figure I picked up at GalaxyCon when I went to GalaxyCon this past weekend. Really, really dope. That is the new 2024 re-release Silver Surfer figure. Love that figure. It's amazing. It took me a minute to get him on the board, but I did get him on the board. He looks great. The other figure I did get was, of course, the Jean Grey Phoenix Force figure. Love that. I think that this is probably the best one that they've done. I love the Phoenix kind of backdrop that they have. I can't believe they gave us the Phoenix. I thought that was so dope. I don't know if we've ever had a Phoenix thing before. We might have had like a Phoenix piece before in other Jean Grey Phoenix Force figs, but I do think that this is the best one. I think it has the best paint work, and I think overall looks the best. I believe we maybe have had one other one before, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But I just love it, and I had to pick it up, and I actually got it for a killer sale. I think I mentioned it in a live stream of mine when I showed off some of the figures I had. I did do this unboxing over on the Patreon, so definitely go check it out, link in description. It's a part of my $10 a month tier, along with movie and show reactions. Definitely go check it out. It's definitely worth it. I do a lot of unboxings over on the Patreon, and I occasionally drop some unboxings here on my main channel. But like I said, these are the only two new figures I got, of course, with my kind of cosmic side of my comics / animated shelf. Really, really dope. Going on down below, we have my X-Men 97. I did get Rogue. That is the only new figure I got. I finally got the X-Men 97 Rogue. I paid $100 for her. I actually got her this past year at Steel City Con, a convention we have here in my city. It was worth it, worth every penny. I wanted this figure. I'm glad I got her. She looks fantastic. And before I had a stand-in, if you guys go back in my other video, my Legends Tour video, I actually had the X-Men Ultimate Rogue, I believe. Yeah, or the Ultimate X-Men Rogue or something there as a stand-in, but I gave that to my bro Troy, so I finally have the X-Men 97 Rogue. Going on to this has changed a lot. I think I added more stickers than I did last time, and I added a lot more Spider-Man figures in here. The ones I did add that are new here are, of course, the was it Miles Morales, or I guess you could say Miles G. Morales. I love that figure. I actually did a repaint on that figure. It came out looking fantastic. I think it looks fantastic. I believe I showed this figure off over on Instagram and TikTok. That's why you guys should definitely go follow me over on my Instagram and TikTok at the Heroverse. I had the symbiote, that kind of like the 90s symbiote figure from the Spider-Man animated series. I had that figure, but I did put that head sculpt from because this Spider-Man is from the Vulture 2-pack that just came out. So I did put the Peter Parker head on the symbiote suit, and I do have, of course, the Spider-Man animated series Spider-Man right there. That's another new figure that I got right there, along with the Miles G. Morales. And then I, of course, just recently got the Miguel O'Hara Spider-Man 2099 figure. That I got that like a few weeks ago. I think I got like about a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I'm not quite too sure, but I think the Scarlet Spider, I think I had him. And that's pretty much the only ones that are new. Oh, and I also, this is my first ever, Mafex figure. And this, of course, is the Miles Morales figure from Into the Spider-Verse. Really, really cool. Like I said, I think I said to myself, if I'm ever going to own a Mafex figure, this would be the one I own. I'm a strictly Marvel Legends dude. I'm not really on the side of Mafex. So I said if I'm ever going to own a Mafex figure, it's going to be this one, because I don't like the size difference between a Mafex figure and a Marvel Legends figure. I just feel like they're just too small, the Mafex figures, and I find that they're just too flimsy. I don't really like it. I know a lot of people like it if they like posing their figures a lot, but I really don't tend to pose my figures a ton, so that's why I'm more on the Marvel Legends side, and I think just Marvel Legends look overall better. But that's just my personal opinion. You guys might think differently, but I said if I was ever going to own one, this would be the one I own. So of course, in total, I have about 1, 2, 3, 4 new figs on my Spider-Man shelf, so really, really cool. Going on to now my villain shelf, my villain comic shelf. Out of the figures that are new here is the animated series Black Cat, the Vulture 2-pack, of course, with the Spider-Man. Really, really cool. Shocker, I believe, is new. Ultron is new because I got him a few weeks ago. And, of course, the Destroyer in the back, a part of the Thor and Destroyer 2-pack. Really, really dope. Glad that I got it. My villain shelf is coming very, very nicely. If I'm being honest, I think my favorite figure here has to be the Ultron. I'm a huge fan of Ultron, and I think Ultron looks great. So I really am loving how the villain shelf is going. But now going on to my miscellaneous shelf, which is really, really dope. I got a couple of new figures a part of the miscellaneous shelf. This was probably the smallest shelf I had, was the miscellaneous shelf. And in that time span of my last video, I got the Captain Carter What If stealth look for the Captain Carter. Really, really cool. I I forget. I think this is the bone break. I have the bone breaker, but I put the bone breaker on this shelf and I gave him the X-Men 97 head sculpt because I think it looks the best. So I did that. That's not new, but the ones that are new are the Peggy Carter What If Season 2 figure and also the Helverine in the back right there. So in total, I only got like 2 new ones here on the shelf. But I did add, of course, the Bone Breaker Wolverine, of course, with the X-Men 97 head sculpt, which I think looks incredible. Like, look how great that looks. I think it looks great. I hated the face sculpt they gave him with that Bone Breaker wave. I just did not like the face sculpt. It looked trash in my personal opinion, the angry face. And I just think he just kind of looks angry here. And I think it just looks the best. So I put that head sculpt on him. Going on to, of course, I have a Defender shelf. I didn't have one before. The figures that are new here because I actually lied. I actually thought I only took the Warbird down from my Midnight Suns, but I actually switched out the Daredevil, the comic Daredevil, put him up there, because I believe the comic Daredevil was on the miscellaneous shelf, but I put him up there, and I took the Daredevil that just came out recently, I forget a part of what wave, and I put him down here, this Daredevil, because I think it looked the best tonally with these other figures I got going on here. Oh shit, I actually also moved my... Damn, I'm really, really confused. So I guess I not only took down Warbird, I not only took down the Daredevil, but I also took down the Quake figure. And I kind of made a street level Defenders. But the 2 new figures that are here that I added were the Luke Cage and Iron Fist. That was the 2-pack that just came out this year. Really, really cool. And I kind of have my street level Defenders. I don't know if they have a Jessica Jones comic fig. If they do, let me know. I'm probably going to cop it because it would be cool and it would officially kind of complete my Defenders team. I just thought if Quake was going to be on any team, it probably would be the street level Defenders. It just kind of makes sense. But now going on to the next shelf, this isn't new. Of course, this is my Red Hulk and Captain America Sam Captain America figure. I don't believe this Hulk is new. I believe I had him in my last video, but if not, there's a good look at it. I have them fighting. Really, really cool. That's why, like I said, it's going to be really, really fun to go back and check out my old video and see what I even messed up on. This, of course, is my Startup Avengers. I did not have the Thor last time because that was a part of the 2-pack with, of course, the Destroyer up there. So I am starting my Avengers setup. Like I said, I'm going to be getting Cap soon, early next year. And then I still need to get the Hawkeye. I still need to get the Wasp and also Ant-Man, but it's a slow, and also my Black Widow. So it's slowly starting to take form. And I'm actually debating on moving my Black Panther down because that was one of the ones I wanted to move down here. So there might be another one I move from my Midnight Suns shelf and bring down to start at my Avengers team. I don't know yet. I'll let you guys decide if I should do it or not. And of course, I have my kind of solo Iron Man because I took the Iron Man that was, this Iron Man that was here, and I moved him over here because I thought I kind of gave it that classic look. And I'm kind of going for a more classic looking, Avengers team. So it's really, really cool. That's it, guys. That's all I have for my comic/animated shelf. Now we're about to go on to the live action shelf, which I cannot wait to get into right now. Okay, guys, we are now starting on my live action shelf. Really, really excited to get into this. Let's start up here. Not much has changed up here. It kind of looks the same. Of course, we got my Winter Soldier / Civil War / Infinity War / Endgame setup I got going on right here. Really, really cool. The only new figure I kind of added up in the Infinity War area, which of course was Killmonger. I did not add Killmonger, I believe, in my last video. I actually got him a couple of months ago. I actually found him at an Ollie's, and he was really, really cheap. And I said, you know what? People always wondered what would it have been like if Killmonger was still alive and actually fought in the Battle of Wakanda in Infinity War. I think that's a cool concept. I think that would be a cool episode of What If, but I just wanted to put him in there. I thought it would look really, really cool. So I put him in there. I don't think not much has happened in my Endgame area. I believe I think the only new figure I didn't have in my last video was the Iron Patriot armor that he had in Endgame. I believe that's the only new figure I added there, but correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said, guys, this is going to be a fun time kind of going back Even if it's your first time watching my last kind of a Marvel Legends tour video, and kind of see what I've added here in this video. So definitely go check it out, but I believe that is a new one that wasn't in the last video. So definitely go check it out and let me know. But going on to my Avengers, the new Avengers kind of team I got going on here, not much has changed there. Still the same kind of setup here. I believe even their the way they are posed and kind of the order that they're posed in is the same. I did add lights. I do want to kind of like point that out. They're not on right now, but I did add lights onto the first top rows, but I'm not going to turn them on, but I did add lights. So that way when I turn off my, maybe I'll show at the end when the lights are on what it looks like. But yeah, when the lights are off. But going on to the multiversal shelf, of course, we have my Loki figures. I finally got my Deadpool and Wolverine figures, which I'm really, really happy because I remember I had the re-released Deadpool 2 figure that they did this year, and I also had the Bonebreaker figure with the Wolverine Origins head on that body. So I'm finally glad that I have the Deadpool and Wolverine figures there in all their glory. They look phenomenal. I think that's really the only thing that's changed, and I also added in some Void, because I kind of want to call this like the Void, and I added like the Iron Man helmet from Civil War. I added in the comic Cap shield, and I also added in Korg's arm until I get the rest of the pieces to Korg. I thought that'd be very funny to kind of call it this the Void. So this is kind of the Void right now. It looks really, really cool. Kind of give you guys a shot right there if you guys want to go take a picture. I just want to get creative and kind of use my leftover pieces and kind of put them to use instead of having them in a jar. I said, you know what, let's just put them in the as ground display pieces. So going on to the next shelf, we of course have my Midnight Suns. Not much has changed here besides me adding Ted on in the background from Werewolf by Night. That was a new add-on I just did a couple of months ago, and I added in my Wolverine Origins Logan figure. That is the re-release of that figure, I believe. So yeah, not much has changed here. That's my Midnight Suns, my MCU Midnight Suns. Going on to the next shelf, of course, we have my Thor Love and Thunder. I believe the only new one here is Valkyrie, because I had Thor, I had Mighty Thor, but I didn't have Valkyrie last time, so I made a separate shelf for them. I believe before they were down below here, but I moved them up to here, so that's the only difference. Speaking on difference, I had not much has changed here at all. This is my Eternal shelf. This Eternal shelf was over here, I believe, but I ended up moving it over here. And it's funny because in my last video, I had my Daredevil figures here, but they are no longer here. My Daredevil figures aren't here. They're actually at my studio because I'm rewatching Daredevil seasons 1, 2, and 3 to get people ready for Daredevil Born Again next year over on my Patreon. So they're not here, but when I bring my Daredevil figures back, they'll probably be down here. Going on to the next shelf, of course, this is my villain shelf. Not much has changed. The only new figure I added here, which of course was Gore, the God Butcher from, of course, Thor Love and Thunder. That was my only add-on. And yeah, not much has changed here. I still have everybody else. I have Crossbones, Zemo. I have, why am I forgetting his name? Ronan the Accuser. Winwu, I believe. Was it Death Dealer in the back? U.S. Agent John Walker, and Namor, and of course I have Kang in the back. So that's pretty much the only thing that's new here, is like I said, is the Gore. Going down below now, as you could tell, my Spider-Man figure, my Sam Raimi Spider-Man figure, was over on my comic / animated shelf for the Spider-Man figures, but I wanted to move him over, make him have his own shelf, because what motivated me to move my Sam Raimi Tobey figure was the fact that I got the Spider-Man No Way Home Doc Ock, which I think looks incredible. This figure actually looks like Alfred Molina. It's actually insane. I'm like blown away how accurate they got it. Like seriously, it's crazy accurate. But I put the Spider-Man No Way Home Tobey figure with the Spider-Man No Way Home Doc Ock figure. I think it looks incredible. I actually had them fighting at one point, but I think this kind of looks a lot better, so I'm going to keep it like that. Going on to here now, I said if anybody would fight, Tom Hardy's Venom, it would be Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Specifically, the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man from Amazing Spider-Man 2. I really like that suit, and I think it fits if he would ever fight Venom like that. So I kind of have this. This is the Venom Let There Be Carnage Venom figure, which I think looks a little bit better than the other figure that they released from the first movie. I think people think the opposite, but I do like how they added the Venom tendrils. I do need to put this under hot water though and kind of pose it differently because it's kind of just on his neck, and that one head is looking down, the one tendril. So I definitely have to put those tendrils in hot water to kind of pose them the way I want to pose them. But I thought this would look really, really cool. But this is the only thing, guys, I've added really to my live action shelf. Is just a couple of different things, switched a couple things around, but not too much has really been going on here. I think a lot more changes has happened to my comic shelf than my live action shelf. But the new additions I did do to the live action shelf, I think make the shelf look a lot better than what it looked like in my last video. Hey guys, that was my last Marvel Legends shelf tour of 2024. Can't believe it. It ended in part 5. I think that's pretty fitting though. I think, you know, and the way I look at it is I'm a guy that gets Marvel Legends when I want to get Marvel Legends. I know there's a lot of people out there that just pick up Marvel Legends just to pick up Marvel Legends, but for me, I only pick out the ones I know I want. I'm not in that kind of part of the collecting community that likes to just pick them out just to pick them out and just gets one just to get one. For me, I get them only when I want to get them. You know what I mean? That's just the way I do it. So yeah, that's the last video. It does suck. I couldn't get my Secret Wars ones to kind of end out the 2024, you know, collection, but it is what it is. I'm going to be getting those Secret Wars figures next year, along with some other great figures next year, so I have something to look forward to. It does kind of suck to me though that the last figure I got, I mean, I think it's a good figure to end off on, was Silver Surfer. I mean, I wanted that figure to kind of close out my Fantastic Four set, as you can see over here. So I'm very, very happy because that was the last one I really needed to kind of close out my 2024. But it makes me happy, but it also makes me sad because I love collecting Marvel Legends. I love collecting figures, but I kind of am pivoting as of right now where it's really slow right now with Marvel Legends. I know they announced some new ones this past Hasbro Pulse stream. I wasn't too impressed. I hate to break it to you. I know even if you guys are excited for them, I'm not really all that excited. Not really. It's very rare in terms of the animated stuff or comic stuff. I get excited. Now, when it comes to the MCU stuff, I get thrilled because you know what I mean? I feel like I really enjoy the more MCU figures than I think sometimes with the comic figures. And it's funny me saying that after I just showed you that, but you know, it's very pick and choose with me in terms of when they bring out the comic and the series figures. I think when it comes more to the series figs like X-Men 97, hopefully if they kind of bring back Spider-Man the animated series, I'm still hoping, fingers crossed, for that Spectacular Spider-Man Marvel Legends wave. I'd flip out. I would buy all of them, but you know, I'm still holding out hope they do it, but it's like I said, it's very rare. I think I get more comic figures in animated figures than I do the live action MCU figures. But when there's a good comic or animated figure, I'll pick it up. But like I said, it sucks that we're kind of ending it off. But I'm glad because, like I said, I have stuff to look forward to. And like I said, I am pivoting now, starting my Doctor Who figure collection. I just started getting into collecting Doctor Who figures. So I will be doing that figure tour video probably today. And I'll probably be dropping it sometime this month. I think I might actually drop it on the 25th because if you guys know and you guys watch Doctor Who, that is when the Christmas special comes out. And I would like to drop a Doctor Who video on that day. So I think I might film it now and drop it on the 25th. So stay tuned for that. But if I end up changing my mind, you guys will see that video sooner. It all depends on if I want to drop that on the 25th or if I feel like I want to drop it sooner. But you guys will know if you guys subscribe to the channel, put those notifications, and like this video. If you are new, if you do so and you want to see that video, subscribe now. And if you aren't really interested in the Doctor Who stuff, like I said, I'm going to be dropping more Marvel Legends unboxings and shelf tour videos going into the new year. Hell, if we end up getting a new one sometime in the next month, this month, and let's say I'm out and I happen to find one, I'll probably do an unboxing for it if I feel, you know what I mean, if I feel like dropping it here on the channel, or that's why it's important to go subscribe to my Patreon, because I like to drop figure unboxings over there. I tend to do more figure unboxings over on my Patreon. I know I have more unboxings over on my Patreon if you are interested. But if you are new here, like I said, I have some figure unboxings over on my Patreon. I have figure unboxings over on my unboxing playlist. And I also have some figure unboxings over on my live streams. And I also have I have part 1, 2, 3, and 4 Marvel Legends shelf tour videos. If you guys want to see my growth of my Marvel Legends shelves, go check out those past videos of my tours. But as always, guys, that was the video. Hope everybody has a great day, a safe day, and I'll catch you guys in 2025 and the next Marvel Legends shelf tour. Peace.